And welcome to the most must-see podcast on Thursday nights. That is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We got the wise man Kev here. We have Brian, Roger, Dr. Nick. We have the Guru Manuel. We have G.I. Shane. We have Calvin the Gator, and we have Ben Bowman. What's up, guys?
What up?
Y'all been having a good
Yeah, pretty good.
What's that noise?
Yeah, some kind of noise.
somebody's got a fan running. It's hot.
Somebody farting or what?
I don't hear it no more. So yeah, Dr. Nick. First thing comes to his mind. Somebody fart.
Nope, it's back.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
he's
hear
back.
anything. I have no sound at all.
You
Good.
can't hear nothing.
Good.
Are you there? Anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Roger.
Good.
Roger,
Good.
gone.
He gone.
Get him the fuck out of here.
He's left the island.
Good.
Okay.
You know, he's
Can everybody
heading to the island.
Can
You're
everybody else
fired.
hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
You're good, Kev.
Mr. Man just fired him.
We wish Roger on all of his best endeavors.
His future endeavors. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
future, and I'm waiting for him to come back. I figured he'd come back.
I'm sure he will.
Everyone, glad you all tuned in. I'm going to put up Willie. Can't be here tonight, but we're still going to have Willie / Wise Man's Roundtable, and I'm going to pull up the questions,
Awesome.
and we'll wait till Roger. Well, Roger's question ain't up, so we'll start. We're going to start with the questions. Manuel, you're first.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Come on, get hyped. Come on.
Woo!
So, what's your favorite promo and why?
Oh man.
Wait a second. Hold on. Roger, can you hear us?
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, cool.
Sorry
deal.
about that.
Hey,
My
no problem,
favorite-
brother.
My favorite
Get out.
promo. I got
Get out of here.
I got a couple. I got a couple promos, but not pornos. Promos.
Whoa.
Whoa. It's not 9 o'clock. It's not 9
Probably-
o'clock yet. Jeez.
Yeah, it is.
Kids.
3
It's
minutes
9:03,
after.
you can say porn.
Probably gotta be the New Jack in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. It's gotta be, man. I mean, at that point in time, I think OJ just had got to quit it. The Rodney King beating, and then you got New Jack and Mustafa, the gangsters in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Jim Cornette brought them in. They're New York gangsters, and they got a bunch of Tennessee. As New Jack called them rednecks. And
Well, that's the reason Jim brought him in. He brought
Right.
him
Yeah,
in.
Jim brought him
TP.
in to tell him to piss him
you
off.
know, and
Yeah.
the famous line that he used was, want to give a shout out to my boy OJ Simpson, two dead less white people, and he said they went nuts.
They
Like
want
he
to
said,
kill him.
he had to get a police escort out of Tennessee. That's real heat. Like, I mean, if you want to talk about like drawing the lines between reality and perception, I think he believed every word he said.
Maybe.
I mean,
Possibly.
that's probably one of my favorite promos, just because you truly didn't know if it was real or not. But I truly feel like he believed what he said, and it just went well. I mean, that's probably my favorite promo.
I don't think he never said anything that he didn't truly believe in. And
Right? Yeah. I mean, he just told him, I'm a bunch of hillbillies, stepped in tobacco spit, and like Jim Cornette said, I brought him in to draw real heat, to piss white people off, and he did it well. And Jim Cornette, I mean, to my eyes, that makes him one of the greatest one great mind in wrestling. I mean, he took a guy who don't give a shit down to a company that was into wrestling, old traditional wrestling. Here's a guy that's sets itself on fire and throws people off scaffolds. Why not?
well, it was based out of Knoxville, so
Yeah.
I mean, hillbillies, rednecks, moonshine.
I mean, and then you bring in
The
somebody like the
shithole.
gangsters. You bring the gangsters in, and you're setting yourself up for a race war. And Jim Cornette seen dollar signs, and I'm sure at that point in time he made pretty good.
It made him a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that if that off of a promo, I mean that's genius mastermind right there.
Okay, welcome in everybody. Welcome in Frank. Welcome in Richard. Welcome in OE, and welcome in Clayton. All right, we're going
See
to
that,
move
Roger?
on.
No,
Happy
I
Pride
can't
Month.
read
We
it.
support you. It says Happy Pride Month, Roger. We support you.
Wasn't that awful nice of you? Sending
Yeah,
messages.
that's
write them
that's
down.
very nice.
Jesus.
All love, baby. All love.
Just remember,
All right,
you are
Ben.
top.
Ben, what's your favorite VHS you've collected?
Fucking Roger, dude.
The favorite.
Hold on,
I
I'll be
guess
back. I gotta yell at my daughter.
as per wrestling or anything, or just as for wrestling.
Yeah, sure. Or you can do anything. You can do wrestling and another.
Well, I guess with the one to continue to watch. As for pay per view, I would say the Bash at the Beach '96. But what pops in my mind, as for to rewatch or documentaries or stuff like that, anything with of course the Coliseum videos, anything of those are good. But if you want to talk about, I guess, a wrestling movie, No Holds Bar would probably would be my favorite. And then as for non wrestling, I was sitting there thinking my very first ever VHS that I owned was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So
Me
I'd
too.
have to go with that. I'd have to go with that as a non wrestling, the Turtles. As a wrestling movie would be No Holds Bar, but for a pay per view, Bash at the Beach '96.
Cool. I think. Is there anybody in here that didn't actually like the Turtles? I loved some Mutant Turtles.
Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah,
turtles.
I was a
Love
big fan
them.
of the turtles.
Turtles are awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Brian
yeah.
hates the turtles.
I
I
got a
still have
tattoo of
all
the Ninja
the.
Turtles.
Who hates
I
Turtles?
still have all my figures and stuff.
I thought I heard a hate in there. Hate the Turtles.
Brian hates turtles.
Oh, you don't like? You didn't get into the Turtles?
No, I love, dude. Roger, you listen. Just because you like My Little Pony doesn't mean you can talk shit on me, right?
Hey, I love My Little Pony.
Mary loves My Little Pony.
It's
Well,
Care Bears. It's
Ben,
Care
yes,
Bears,
I know.
damn it.
Hey, I love Care Bears. I have 3 daughters. Hold on, let me see what's next. Okay, Roger.
Yes, sir.
Nah. Why are you and Brian's love? Never mind. I'm joking. What's
Roger
your
loves
favorite?
me.
What's your favorite replica belt in your collection?
The one I'm gonna take from him.
Okay, little dickhead.
In case you guys haven't realized yet, the little dickhead next to me is smoking crack.
I don't do that.
I would have to say probably between my television, my NWA television title, or my big gold belt, or my undisputed. The reason I say that is kind of a toss-up because my undisputed got signed by probably about 30 wrestlers when they came to Fort Hood back when they did the tribute to the troops back in, I believe it was 2010. My big gold is signed by nothing but previous champions. And then my NWA belt is signed by, or my television title, I should say, is signed by basically the only people that signed it is the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, Arn. Didn't you? I think I've seen that. Didn't you send that
Yeah.
to Winston-Salem?
Yep.
Dude, there's one belt, dude. We have like 18 belts.
Well, okay. Then my television title is signed by the Four Horsemen.
Hey, you can have a few.
No, fuck him.
Okay, Calvin.
No
Between
extra credit.
1984 and 1985, there was only one complete year that Hulk Hogan wasn't a world champion. Do you know what year that was?
You're a bitch, Brian.
Oh, damn, that was before my time. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But 84.
He's got the answer down here. It says 1992. So between 1984 and 85, or yeah, I guess maybe he meant 1995. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll tell you, what was the favorite year that you have that Hulk Hogan had? What was your favorite year? Don't have to be a title year. What was your favorite year that Hogan ever had?
96
Cool deal. Any certain reason?
because of the big heel turn, the biggest heel turn in wrestling.
Gotcha.
Bash at the beach.
Bash at the beach.
I loved it. Yeah, I wanted to change it around and give you a chance to get the answer. I think I messed up on there. I think it was supposed to be 84 to 95, but that's cool. No problem. We got an answer from you, and now we know what your favorite is when the NWO was formed and the biggest turn ever. Okay, Dr. Nick, who is the most? Who is the? I'm reading this, people, and I got to take my glasses off. Who is the most? Who's your favorite wrestler that you've met? That's what it says.
That's a good question.
That's a
Very good
difficult
question.
one.
Because you met a lot of people, Nick.
Yeah. I'd have to say one of my favorites was probably Kurt Angle. And it was because he was so personable. I've met him 3 times. Every time has been great, but the first time was probably the best one. He was legitimately interested in the items that I got signed. I got a Olympic 96 ticket from the event that he wrestled in, and he was really shocked to even see one.
Oh wow!
He's like, wow, I don't see many of these, especially, with it still intact. It was unused. It wasn't tore or anything. So he signed it. We talked about it. And he was like, just out of curiosity, what was some of your favorite matches that I've done? And I probably sat and talked to him for a good 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
And I mean, it was like talking to an old friend. And that's what really stuck out to me, that every person he met in that line, he took the time to speak to, talk about their items. It wasn't just like, hey, go. So plus I've been a fan of his for many years. So they always say don't meet your heroes. To see that he was a genuinely nice guy was just so special to me. So I mean, it made it even more awesome that he was that guy that you think he is.
But that's awesome. See, that's the way I am with Kane, and I met him so many times now that and we share the love of Tennessee Vols that he just knows my name by now when I walk up there. That was an awesome story. What you going to say, Manuel?
I said, who do you like better, Kurt Angle or Perk Angle? Remember his whole Perk Angle?
It was very
yeah.
different. If I had
that was when he was on meds and left. He didn't realize he needed help.
If I had known that he was sick, I would have looked at it differently. Yes. Like I had no idea that he was that addicted to painkillers. I just thought he was just going all out just because he could.
Because I watched him. I know he was on Bully Ray's Busted Open, and Bully Ray was talking about, they worked together in TNA, and he asked him about it, and he said, like, the match that everybody remembers is when he fought Abyss, when he did the front flip off the stage. He was like, I had took like 5 Percocets that morning. He said, so I was feeling great. He said, that's how I got the name. So like, he's like, when people call me Perk Angle, I don't get upset because that's who I was. That's,
yeah.
But
I'm glad he was able to get help and get off that stuff, because I mean that shit'll kill you.
Because his whole TNA run, he was drugged up.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he had said. Yeah.
I loved him more in WWE, but I think he had an amazing run in TNA, but he was just out of his mind.
He went through that divorce. I mean, real life story. Divorce to Karen, and real life story mode played out with Jeff. So I'm sure he went through a lot.
Yeah, for a man that went through a lot, I mean, he came out pretty good considering what could have happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Great words. Okay, Shane.
Just want to say, hold on. Just want to say,
go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, Brian, down the bottom where you fucking belong.
I don't know what happened. I was up top.
But I didn't touch nothing, so Roger must have pushed you down like the Brady Bunch. I don't know.
Get your ass down there.
Mm-hmm. Just don't look up at him.
He
likes to look at him from above.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Brady Bunch, try to look up.
He always looks up with that hot tour spit on that shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we going to talk about that this week? Everything's going to be hot tooey. The best one, but I'll interview the best one though. I have to say, going around is Liv when they interviewed Liv, and she said she was going to hot tooey on her belt. I was happy with that one.
Hmm.
I may say I
All
did
right.
watch it about 16 times.
I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kev. I just had to say that.
No, brother, you interrupt anytime. I mean, we're all here. This is what we're here to talk. We're here to, interrupt. No problem. Let me pull this back up. Shane, what got you into collecting wrestling items?
Uh, my son got me into collecting wrestling items, buying them for him. When he started, it was, well, shit. I'd say it's been probably about 6 years now since we got into it and collecting them, and it just started off buying, the figures for him, and we'd open them and play with them, and then as he was getting a little older and he would, see my GI Joe collection and everything still in boxes, he would start leaving a couple like in,
Mhm.
and so then, I started buying them for him, and then I'm like, well, I wanted to introduce them into, like my childhood wrestlers and wrestlers I grew up with. So then, we went out and we started hunting for those and buying those, and next thing you got a whole room full of wrestling stuff. 5 years later, um, so I think my son is really what got me back into collecting collecting and watching wrestling, because I watched it when I was a kid, and then a little bit in middle school, and then I got out of it, and just was busy living life and raising kids, and then all of a sudden, about when COVID hit and there was no sports on and everybody was sitting at home, started watching some wrestling again and picked back up, and been watching it ever since.
All right, that's
And
great.
it's enjoyable. I like finding rare items, and what you never know what you find and come across.
Yeah, because I love that's what I collect mostly is rare items and a few figures that I have to like. It has to be like excellent made figure and catch my eye. So that's awesome. Okay, guys, we have a question from Frank Claruso. Sorry, Frank, hope I didn't butcher it. He wants to know, and you don't have to show it whatever, you can just off the top of the head. What is the most favorite piece in your entire collection?
Probably I'd probably have to say that no holds barred official movie promo that I got from William. That thing's pretty damn rare, and it's obviously signed by Hogan, and that would be my favorite piece, probably.
Okay, then we'll start. So we'll go with Shane. Shane, you're next.
My favorite piece of my collection.
Yeah.
Um, I would have to say if I had to pick one piece out of my whole collection, I would pick probably my autographed Hulk Hogan figure that I got from Will.
Yeah, anything Hogan is awesome.
I think that'd probably be my favorite out of the whole thing.
Fantastic. Dr. Nick.
So it's kind of a hard thing to really answer, but since I've got so many things, but to finally get this after, so many years, it's my European championship. This is probably one of my favorite items. I've always been a fan of this title. The design has always been beautiful. And even though it wasn't, used very long, it still was a very good mid card title that, got a lot of good stories out of it. So that's mine.
Okay. Calvin.
Oh, I mean, since my whole collection started around WrestleMania 3, I'm gonna say a 8x10 signed by Hogan, inscribed WrestleMania 3, a 8x10 of him standing toe to toe with Andre.
Oh, yeah. Those are unbelievable. Ben.
Mine's the 16 by 20 triple sun Bash at the Beach Hogan Hall and Nash.
I already knew that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll own that one of these days. By the way. All right,
We'll
Manuel.
battle for that one.
Mine's all the 15 Britt Bakers I've got from William.
15. Is that all?
I think I got 7.
No. Hey, if you love Brit, I have a couple of good, cool Brit pieces.
I love a good doctor.
Rookie numbers, you gotta pump those up.
I love a good doctor though.
I have, and me and Ben, we've got this signed. We got it finished at Starcast. I don't think he has his anymore. I think he sold it. But we have this print that Ben printed off. It was like a cartoon where Tony Schiavone's in a Santa Claus suit, and Britt's on his lap, and then it's got Adam Cole in the mirror. And so that's my favorite AEW piece anyway. And we got it triple signed and completed.
That's a rare photo too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you still have it, or do you sell it?
My favorite piece would
I
have
thought it.
been my favorite piece would have been Steve Keirn and Stan Lane, but I know the guy who's supposed to give it to me fucking done it yet.
Well, I ain't seen you.
Ah, cry me a river.
God.
I think
what's up with
Roger
Brad
has
Howell?
like what the largest collection of Alexa Bliss.
That I
You
do.
gotta have a ton, man.
Little Miss
Yeah.
No, I
Bliss.
do. I've got like 20.
I don't blame you.
Those are rookie numbers. Get it up.
awesome pictures.
Listen at you all. This is a blast.
Says the
Roger,
guy with
Roger.
7 bricks.
Hey, Emmanuel, Roger can't get it up. That's why he takes Blue Chew.
I think Mrs. Elkins is in here. I think that she's going to argue with you on that one.
I'd love to ask her a couple questions.
Oh, Jesus
Miss
Christ.
Elkins, ask me some
We
questions.
thank you for your
Hey.
we thank you for your future endeavors, Brian.
You're gonna get slapped the shit out of like somebody else.
Oh yeah?
Thank you, Brad. Go Big Orange. Woo-hoo!
Like the little bitch you are.
Hey Roger, don't sing it. Bring it.
So who's going to be the cameraman in Charlotte?
Yeah.
The help's gonna be the cameraman and Kev's gonna be the ref.
Well,
Calvin,
I'll tell the
Calvin.
ref.
our
Calvin,
run for the podcast was good, guys.
First off, the match
Kev,
won't
I'll
be
send
that
you the
long,
referee
so we
shirt.
don't need a
All right,
video
bro.
edit. I'm a fucking
All right, let's get back on track, dude. Roger, what about you? What's your favorite?
Easily, hands down, mine's my the Fiend jersey signed by Bray Wyatt that I got from William Hudson.
Hey, I got one of those.
That's the one you
Yep.
got framed, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Right up there.
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's
Those are very
hands
awesome.
down my favorite in my whole collection.
Okay, now we're going to go to a question from Mr. Larry Walker.
Great
And
question.
I think this is awesome. Who was Arn Anderson's best tag team partner? And we'll start with Brian again down the bottom.
Gotta be Blanchard. I mean,
Has to be.
Brainbuster, man.
I mean, it's all in the opinion because Larry believes that Bobby Eaton, and that's a hell of a choice because Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson were awesome together in the Dangerous Alliance. So,
I'm gonna say Tully Blanchard. So
okay. Shane?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, I'll tell you what again. That was who was Arn Anderson? Who do you think Arn Anderson's best tag team partner was?
I'm not too familiar with him with the WCW. I do remember him with the Four Horsemen. So I just go with Flair.
Cool deal. Hey, that's a great answer. Dr. Nick.
I'd have to say when he was teaming up with Bobby Eaton, just because both of them were, of course, Arn was the enforcer.
Exactly.
Both of them together was just an unstoppable team. And don't get me wrong, Tully was a good wrestler, and I like him too. But I guess I just saw more of him and Bobby Eaton, because I didn't see a lot of the Four Horsemen stuff until later on.
They just click so well together.
Yeah.
And I'm such an Eaton fan because Eaton can take anybody and make them a tag team champion.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if you all remember that, but Eaton was with Coco Beware's the Jet Set, and he took Coco. You know, they were tag champs in Memphis, so
It just
great
seemed
choice.
natural.
So
I
all right,
guarantee
Calvin?
he couldn't win one with Roger. I guarantee it.
I can't wait till you all.
Y'all are gonna make me come to Charlotte.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Is Nyla Rose going to be there?
Yeah,
Probably.
with them.
Maybe the Spanish
Ben,
is free.
That's why Roger's going.
This is exactly what's going
Ben's
to happen to
going.
Roger.
Oh, y'all done got me all. Oh my God.
He's got his Nyla Rose wrestling buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
can't wait.
Well,
Brian's
why
going
does-
with the figure, not me.
Well, why, hey, Roger? Why is your Nyla Rose buddy so moist?
Anyway, who
I
did we
don't know.
stop
You
with?
tell me. You tell me, moist champion.
Who did we stop with? Whose turn
This
is
is
it?
Shot
gone
with
off
me,
the
and I'm gonna say
rails.
Tully.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Calvin, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Help
Will's
me
going to
get this
watch the
back under
replay of this
control.
and go, oh my God.
All right, Ben, how about you?
I'm gonna go off the wall. Of course, him and Flair, that's untouchable. Him and the Brainbusters with Tully Blanchard. I'm going off the wall and saying Larry Zbyszko.
Hey, they were great. That was Dangerous Alliance territory, also, right there. That's not a bad choice at all. That's not off the wall. So, you done damn muted your damn mute, and I'm sitting there giving you a chance to explain more. You don't want to talk to us.
I'm listening to the debate. I'm
Okay.
multitasking. Right now, I'm seeing Trump calling Biden's son a sucker.
No, he did. All right, Guru.
I know he did.
Daniel.
You mean a rooster lollipop?
Oh, did he? Well, anyway, let's get back to wrestling, guys. Okay, Guru, Manuel.
I'm gonna say beautiful Bobby. Beautiful Bobby
Awesome.
Eaton.
Roger?
I have to agree with the little crackhead, dickhead down the bottom, Tully Blanchard.
You know, I think I agree with Tully too, because I love them as the Brainbusters, and when they showed up, you know, because they tagged in WCW and they were fabulous. But you know, once they got the WWF and Bobby behind them, and then they won the tag. I mean, they were just awesome. Come out with those red jackets that said Brainbusters on them.
See, Kev, I thought you were gonna go with Paul Roma.
I love Paul Roma.
There
I
goes
know. I
Ben.
thought you were gonna go Paul Roma and Arn Anderson.
There goes Ben.
There
Actually,
you
hey,
go.
Ben, he's
Ben
taking
don't like the fact that I think Paul Roma was one of the
Four
most
Horsemen.
athletes in the Horsemen. But you know, he don't even
Yeah,
want to
but
admit
he
that he's
but he
Horseman.
had the personality of a turd.
Well, yeah.
So he's like Brian, is what you're saying.
Oh my God! When I tried to separate you all, and what you want me to break out the water hose or something?
I want to spray it on that little bitch
I
down
mean-
the bottom.
I mean, Roger does
Okay.
like hoses.
Okay, I'm pulling up more questions, guys. So give me a second.
We know you like hoses, Brian. You are what you swallow.
I literally just
Well,
said
what
that.
about so while I'm looking this up, you all can talk among yourself. What about Macho Man and Hulk Hogan? I mean, I know it was just they weren't really a team, completely, but
Yeah.
I think they didn't get the push that they could have had, but I think because of their
Looking at it with
massive popularity, I don't think that I think they got exactly kind of what they deserved just because of the
I
fact
don't
that
think they were as good as what I remember. Like looking at it with nostalgia glasses, it's different. They were always trying to outdo each other.
yeah, and it was the point leading up to the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just asking you that for a time filler.
I mean, they were both really good, and I mean, it accomplished what WWF wanted.
Man, I had this here. Okay, give me. Okay, this is from my friend David Plunkett. Great guy. He had some questions he wanted to answer you guys. Who had the bigger long-term impact on pro wrestling / sports entertainment? Hulk Hogan or Steve Austin? Let's start with Brian.
So the longer what?
Who had the bigger long term impact? Just the bigger impact on the industry.
I mean, you got to take into effect everything, right? So like obviously performing and fan appeal, merchandise sales, all that stuff. So
Right.
I personally would say Hulk Hogan, just because I mean, he catapulted the industry really. So yeah, I mean, what kid didn't like Hulk Hogan? What kid wasn't wearing a Hulkamania shirt or a bandana or collecting all his figures or his other items? So I mean, with that alone, I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan.
Okay. Shane?
Yeah, I agree. I have to say Hogan. They come out with 5, 6 different Hogan figures a year. They don't come out with 5, 6 Stone Cold figures a year.
That's hell of an answer. All right, Dr. Rip. Jesus Christ.
Dr. Ripham.
Dr. Rip. Yeah, Dr. Ripham.
Dr. Ripham.
Dr. Ripham.
Well, it
I
was
would
nice
also
having you
have
on
to
here.
say Hulk Hogan, as big as Steve Austin was, the casual wrestling fan, and even a person that hasn't watched wrestling in a long time, you mention it, and they either say John Cena or Hulk Hogan. Those are the names that you hear all the time. Now, because Steve Austin, even though he didn't wrestle that long, you know, he was still a big part of it. But Hogan, all those years, and even now, he's still in pop culture. He's got
Yes.
his restaurant. He's got that beer that's coming out. I mean, the man's everywhere. So, yeah, I'd have to agree that Hulk Hogan, no matter what year it is, everybody knows who he is. Everybody remembers at least one match, one promo, brother, just any of that.
Okay, Calvin? Do I
Y'all
already
know
your
my answer.
Hey, you can give an explanation. If you don't, I'll go on to Ben. But
I
know your
mean, it's Hulk Hogan, but you wouldn't have Steve Austin or Bret Hart or John Cena if it wasn't for Hogan.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. And so does Mrs. Elkins. Definitely Hulk Hogan. So, hey, Ben, what do you think?
There's no question in this. It's Hogan. Look, for example, Nick's got a Hollywood
Oh yeah, Miss
shirt.
Elkins. Like you.
I got NWO one.
Hey, that's supposed to come to me, by the way.
Just look in the just like in the room. There's two out of 8 that's got Hogan stuff on at the moment. And then if you look at Hogan, yes, has been around longer. Hell, even the greats get imitated. Stone Cold imitated Hulk in ECW right after he got fired from WCW. So, and then if you look at it, who will have a bigger impact? God forbid that they're no longer alive, but there's still a Hogan's Beat Shop, and people still can go there. Like I said, that'd be one of the worst days in wrestling history when we lose Hogan. And right to me, the answer would be Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold had a good little run, good little rivals with McMahon. Had some good catchphrases. That's the bottom line, or Austin 316. But Hogan by far.
Okay. Manuel.
I want to go off the well-beaten path.
Here we go.
There's always one.
And I want to say Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But
I also want to say, I'm going to say Hulk Hogan, but I mean, I think if Stone Cold doesn't get hurt, go and get his neck broke, could be a different conversation. I mean, Stone Cold's he's no fucking slouch. I mean, he's still kind of relevant. I mean, he has Broken Skull. He has his own IPA. I mean, I don't think he does his podcast on Peacock anymore. But I mean, he still gets brought in from time to time. So I mean, I say for us, it's Hulk Hogan, but maybe for somebody else, the newer generation, it could be Stone Cold just because they don't know a lot about Hogan. But I think in the long run, it is Hogan. But I mean, Stone Cold does have. I mean, he's no slouch though. I will say that.
Mrs.
Hey,
Elkins said,
real
"That
quick, real quick before we go to Roger. Come here. Talk about a young one. Come here. On here. Tell him who's your favorite wrestler.
Hulk Hogan.
Did y'all hear
Yes,
that?
There we go.
And
That's because he was
she has
raised
not
by it.
actually she's seen wrestling, but she has not actually seen the wrestling match. But
I
by
mean,
far every time she does.
Phil said it best. They do still chant what during every damn promo.
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
he's deep in the still.
Stone Cold didn't screw his best friend's wife either. So,
You don't know that.
That we don't know of. I mean,
but it
That
wasn't
was yeah.
publicized
But
either.
one thing Hogan will never be able to do, and I will say this: Austin's T-shirt that record has never been beat.
and I don't think it ever will.
So
Nope.
so could
Now,
could you
they come out.
could you legitimately say there could be an argument for both of them?
There could be.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just pretty much a matter of opinion.
I think
Right.
it also kind of depends on what era you grew up in too.
Thank you.
But Ben's answer's Marion's answer's tainted because of her dad. Her answer's she's coached. She's coached.
I don't know. I don't know
That little
about
Damn
girl
it,
is
she's
man.
not.
coached.
She's
My
not coached, but
my
has.
daughter's 8, and she just got into wrestling a couple of years ago, and just from the little exposure she's had, one of her favorites, because most people think the kids love, either Cena or somebody like that. She knows who Hulk Hogan is.
Well, I want to say this about Marin real fast. She is not coached. Marin is her own person. She is a firecracker. If she has, she'll tell you. You can't. If you tell Marin to say this and she doesn't want to say it, she's not going to say it. So she's not coached. I will take up right there.
Yep.
Okay, Roger, go ahead.
I'll say this: there's good points to both sides. I agree with Dr. Nick, and I agree with Manuel. I think it's based on the era. So I think if you have the younger generation now, I think you may be surprised, and they may turn around and say Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, for us older generation guys, of course it's going to be Hulk Hogan. But if you look at the overall picture, just speaking of the picture, it has to be Hulk Hogan, because as the little dickhead in the bottom said, he started everything, and Calvin said the same thing. Without Hogan, there's nothing. So, in that instance, if you're looking at it from that point of view, yes, it has to be Hulk Hogan hands down. But if you're gonna go by generation to generation or eras by era, things like that, you could probably turn around right now and say the younger generation is going to say Stone Cold, or hell, they may even say Bray Wyatt. I mean, you can't say, but
Well,
at the
hell,
same
they might say
instance,
Nyla Rose.
Jesus.
I mean, just think what
you could turn around and say, just based on the era. There's many other things you could go into with that. You could say the same thing about country music. People from the old generation don't like the new stuff. They think it's too pop. But it was the same way back then. Back then, old country music was called rock and roll when it was coming up.
Even though I was, born in '85, I grew up with like Merle Haggard and George Jones.
Exactly, but they weren't called country when they first came out. I think it's the same thing. It depends on who you ask and from what era that they grew up with. Now,
So
I agree. Again, I agree wholeheartedly. It's got to be Hulk Hogan, because without him, without WrestleMania 3 with him in it against Andre, without all those things that he did to build it up, there is no future wrestling. There's no future WWF. There's no future WWE. Now, if you go forward from that, you're going to have people that are going to be like, well, Hulk Hogan didn't wrestle when I was watching it. It was Stone Cold, or it was The Rock, or it was John Cena, or whoever. So I think it depends on basically the person you ask and what era they grew up with. But I say hands down, it's got to be Hogan, because without him, there's nothing. But at the same time, there's a fine line there where you say, okay, him or Stone Cold. That depends on the era that you watched it in and grew up with it in.
I mean,
Joey
I
White,
just
born in '89 and raised on Hank Jr. and Charlie Daniels.
got a text message that said, but Hulk Hogan didn't have the iconic line of "Tell Jake Roberts to get a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and get some of that courage he had back in his prime." So it's kind of cool. Then
Was
I mean,
that was that message from Phil?
no. I mean, you like Roger said, it's generation. And they both. I mean, what happens if Stone Cold doesn't break his neck from by Owen Hart on accident? Could we be having the same conversation?
Well,
So
and you look at the same thing too with Stone Cold's T-shirts, the merchandise. They
right,
put out a decent. They put out a new T-shirt with the location they're at and his 316
yeah, and it
every
sells out every arena.
arena they go to. So you're gonna sit there and say that, well, by merchandise and things like that, well, hell yeah, Stone Cold's gonna beat him. But if you
Right,
ask the old people, the older generation, who is their wrestler, they're probably gonna say Hulk Hogan. You ask the guys from the Attitude Era, they're gonna say
you want to say
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold?
So I'm taking from the comments that Mrs. Elkins is a Hogan fan.
I believe she is, yes.
That's awesome.
You don't know that if he is or not? Come on, man.
We don't look, Brian. We don't have those discussions in bed. We're discussing other things like bow chicka bow wow.
She
I know
put call
you
me
don't.
old.
I know
There
you don't
she
know
goes.
what that is. I know
She
you
They're
don't
answered.
know what
wrestling.
that
They
is.
wrestle
But
in band. They
just that
wrestle. They
Hold on.
They
She
wrestle,
wrestle?
answered.
Brian.
Yeah.
She answered. Yes, I
Yeah.
am. She's a Hogan fan.
her her choices are her choices, and I accept them and agree with them wholeheartedly.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
just like we accept you, Roger. You're
So we're
welcome.
Yeah,
gonna
just
get. I
like
need to
I
get
accept
into
you,
a final
Dale.
question, and then you all can have a little bit. Because I've got an opinion. Also, I want to hear y'all's opinion also on it. But Mr. O.E. Sheets, he wants to know why do they call it the Wyatt Six when there's just 5 of them.
Or
So
hot to a.
he wants to know what your all's opinion are on that, and then I
Well,
want to add to that after you answer that. What's your opinion on the new Wyatt Six?
okay.
But first, also a two-parter where he wants to know why you all think that it's called Wyatt Six when there's just 5 of them, and then I'd like to know your opinion on them. We'll start with little dickhead right here.
Kev, come on, man.
Sorry, brother, I'm just messing. Go ahead.
So the reason I think is the Wyatt Six, and I mean, I'm sure we're all going to have our own thing, but I mean, there's one thing that kind of brings them all together, and that's the
Yeah.
lantern. So I really think the lantern is Bray Wyatt, right? And
Right.
then obviously you have the 5 characters, so that's why I think it's the Wyatt Six. That lantern empowers them and brings them all together. So
Yeah.
Okay. So your opinion on the entire new thing?
I love it.
I do too.
I mean, like obviously, last week was a little more. I want to say intimate. Like it was, I didn't expect Uncle Howdy to ask him. So, how do you feel since your brother died and all that stuff? Like those are,
Yeah, that was.
those are tough questions. And that wasn't Bo Dallas the character. That was Taylor Rotunda that was answering those questions. So, I mean, it was.
Love that, Nick. I have
Uncle
that
Howdy's
too.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. How about
So-
you,
Got this
Shane?
from Ben.
I'm digging it. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how they, play it out. I think each one's gonna kind of, get their own, own thing, own matches and shit. And I'm excited for it. I think they're all gonna try to honor Bray, the best they
Yeah.
can.
I'm really looking forward to it. Dr. Nick, you're on.
So I got 2 theories. Either Alexa Bliss is going to join them, and that'll be the 6th member, or
I thought that.
the other theory is Bray is there in spirit,
Sure.
and he's the unsung member. I'm not really sure which way they're going to go with it. It would be interesting if they did that way, where Bray was the one that was guiding them
I
to
think that
make
is.
them remember that he was empowering Bo Dallas. So I think that would be
Okay.
an interesting way to go with that one.
Well, Mrs. Elkins agrees. She's going with Bray. That's awesome. That's what I kind of
It's-
think too.
It's a sensitive subject, and the way they did it was very respectful. Some of the stuff they did, like after Eddie died, some of that was a little bit distasteful.
Yes.
But I think they're handling this in a very Well, and I'm sure they got a lot of permission and, talked with the family like, hey, this is where we'd like to go. How do you feel about it? Because Taylor's not going to do anything he doesn't feel comfortable with. He's not.
Mm.
Yeah, and that interview just hit, because that was just
Mhm.
it's you think they because like you said they're going to he's got to give the go ahead, but that was such a touchy
Yeah.
subject.
That was
But we
raw
listened
emotion
to it
there.
and it was awesome.
That was straight.
Joey put on there that they wanted Bliss, but she's not ready to come back yet.
Yeah.
So, and then Joey White says the crowd was really into the building at Raw, so that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, because he was there.
And
I'm
Mrs.
surprised
Elton,
they didn't bring Braun Strowman into it.
that would be cool as well.
Yeah.
All right, Calvin, you're up, brother.
I mean, so I'm probably the only one that hasn't watched that interview from Monday night.
Oh
Okay,
man.
So,
it's great.
but I mean, I just, I'm excited for it. I've been waiting on it to come. It finally came. Hope WWE does what they need to do with them and push them and don't bury them like they have done with a lot of superstars in the past.
Sure.
And as far as the sixth member, I feel like it's Bray.
Yeah, I agree.
I
with
mean,
that
because
one.
originally it was Bray's idea for all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, Bray had the Wyatt Six. I mean, that was his. That's what they're doing. Phil says he'd
So,
like to see Braun back. I guess in there, that's who his pick
I don't
is.
think that'll ever happen.
I don't think it will either. But Braun's already back. But I don't.
Yeah.
I think if they were going to do it, they would have.
Yeah. Exactly. They would have done it by now.
Honestly, Braun's kind of living on borrowed time.
Yeah.
He was gone for so long. He had spinal fusion surgery.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that kind of stuff, you don't know how long you're going to be there at all.
Very true.
I mean, plus they have Braun feuding with Judgment Day right now, right?
Yeah, they do.
So,
Yep.
So that's pretty cool because they have when he runs out, they run. It's pretty cool.
So,
All right.
hey, I met Braun. That's a big son of a bitch.
I've never got to meet him.
I mean, I met him over at an indie show that Luke Gallows runs. I actually put my wife, which is like 5 foot tall, between me and him. And of course, we had EC3 on the side photobombing.
Oh,
I've met Eric Rowan. Rowan's pretty
So-
nice.
all right, Ben.
I think they pretty much everybody said probably the theories or speculations if it's either Bray or if it's Braun or Alexa. To me, I think I'm enjoying it. Kind of want to see how it goes. Would be cool. I don't know if he ever did this before. He died. But if they could have some Bray clips or how they do when somebody passes away, like musicians and stuff, they have songs and stuff. That'd be cool if they had a little vignette or a video with him popping in and out and talk. Man, that gives me chills thinking about it. But yeah,
they could take existing clips, especially with all the technology they have now.
They've done a lot of that with Bobby Heenan.
Because did you know that the song that Randy Travis did recently, that was all AI?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Mrs. Elkins agrees with you, Ben. She said, yes, that would be epic.
Dude, Miss Elkins is way better than Roger. Bring her on the show.
Hey, I love reading Mrs. Elkins' comments. She's commenting a lot.
Bring her on the show. We can kick Roger off.
We ain't gonna kick Roger off, but we can bring her.
For a week.
She could be on the show too.
That's funny.
Okay, who are Manuel?
She likes it.
So yes! I did not watch it from Monday, which my buddies know I don't watch a whole lot of Raw anyway. But I do believe the sixth member is Bray. And I'm gonna be that guy. Probably get a lot of flack. I'm gonna be that guy.
Oh, jeez.
Don't do it. Don't be that guy.
I'm a fan of the Bray rocking chair with the hat and the cool shirt and the vignette. I don't know if you ever seen his YouTube vignettes where he talked about where he's walking through the woods. Have you ever seen those?
I've seen every one of them.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's the Bray I'm a fan of. Wasn't real fan of the Fiend. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm not a fan the YS6. Not a fan. I don't know, maybe because I don't watch Raw a whole lot. I ain't watched the interview from last week. I, I'm, I just don't like
He's
it. I
that
don't know.
guy.
There's
You're that
always
guy.
one.
No,
I mean,
no, he's that
it's just a
guy.
personal. I mean, maybe it just hasn't grew on me yet.
You
Maybe
were
I didn't.
used to the NXT stuff,
Yep.
You know,
the
maybe
early
that's
NXT.
why because I
Could be.
didn't.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was. I don't know, man. I like Bray and I like the guys. I like the people who are playing the characters. But for me, I guess it's where I just don't watch it a whole enough.
Well, but you know what? That's cool because here at TRC, our Top Rope Wrestling Talk, this is why we do this, is for opinions. And if everybody had the same opinion, it'd be like buttholes. So
Now,
I'm
who's to
glad
say?
you spoke your opinion.
Who's to say that 3 weeks down the line it gets really good and I watch and I catch up on it and I love it. Just for me, it's I like like Nick said, the early NXT, early call up from Raw, rocking chair, creepy, alligator, Luke Harper with the dirty wife beater. That's the Bray Wyatt family I love. I mean, maybe they just haven't grew on me, but
I think the
I
reason why you liked it because it was very Deliverance, very
right.
Waylon Mercy style.
Yeah, it
That's
made
where
him
he
feel
got
at
a lot
home.
of that from.
In Waylon Mercy's hands. Sheesh.
I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I don't want to use the word exploitation, but I mean,
You used the word exploitation. Oh wow.
I don't
Well, let's
want
go
to
to
use.
Roger. Roger, you're up, brother.
I hate it again. I have to agree with the dickhead in the bottom and with a couple other people. Uh, to me, it is the lantern, and the lantern represents Bray. So
Guys,
I
they really
mean,
do like each other.
We do, but fuck, man.
You might as well just change your name down there to Richard.
he's talking to you, dickhead, not me.
No, I know. I'm
um,
gonna change your name to Roger Elkins. She, her.
Joey
I'm
White
gonna
I was
says,
change
waiting
yours.
for you to say.
I'm gonna change yours to Hawk Tua Boy.
Joey White says, I've seen more people wearing Bray t-shirts at Raw than Cody t-shirts.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to say, Brian, when Kevin was talking about buttholes. I thought you were going to say, "Hey, I think Roger's eyebrows went up a little bit."
They probably did. But see, I don't have to state the obvious, Nick. I don't have to state the obvious. He fucking knows. See, look at him.
anyway,
Look at him.
back
He's
to
getting
what
all
I
sweaty, dude.
Yeah, Roger, did you
Look
get
at
to
him.
finish your question, brother?
back to what I was saying.
He's getting all sweaty.
I
Butthole.
agree. I agree. It is, or I believe the fact that with what quite a few of the members or the guys have said is it is in fact Bray as basically the sixth man in the lantern through his spirit. Um, I like what they're doing with it. Where they're gonna go with it, of course, none of us know. I just hope they keep going, and like Calvin said, I hope they give them the push and don't freaking bog them down and hold them back, but don't go overboard with it either.
Gotcha.
There is that fine line between what the help said with exploitation and
Jesus.
was going too far.
The
So
help.
I think that
Dude,
I
racist
think
motherfucker, man.
I think that I think there's that fine line. I do truly hope that they don't cross that and they keep going with it and it stays a good thing like it is at the moment.
And
Who
Mrs.
who
Elkins agrees with you and says,
who
I agree with that
was
and
it?
keep going.
Was it Bischoff or was it somebody else that recently made the comment of, if you want to make a fucking horror movie, make a horror movie? Was that Bischoff that said that recently?
I
I
remember
Did
don't
y'all
know
hearing
who
not
that
read
was.
that? Did you not read that? Somebody when they
I
made the
don't.
debut, it may have been
Oh,
Bischoff.
it was Jim Cornette,
Was
wasn't
it
it?
Jim Cornette? Somebody said, if you want to make a fucking horror movie, make a horror movie.
Who knows?
I
They
mean,
all trying to keep their
I just
fame.
didn't know if anybody
Cornette
else
shits
had.
on everything.
I just didn't know if anybody else had heard that comment or not.
Hey, speaking of,
I don't know who's worse, Cornette or fucking Dave Meltzer. They're both cocksuckers.
They are. Well, I like Cornette a little bit better, but I agree with Meltzer.
hey, Ben likes horror movies.
Ben really likes horror movies.
Manuel, your buddy Phil says Bray is the reason I started watching Wrestling Weekly again. This whole story is still going on. It's on the level of Creed. That's a continuation of Rocky, but it's its own joint. It's still on path the way Bray intended. Sweet, I love that answer, man.
Yeah, I
Good
agree
job,
with that.
Phil.
That's
Now
a
they can just
fantastic
keep it
answer.
that way.
I
Yeah.
have manual.
And then there's OE. He says, I kind of agree the old Wyatt family was better, but it's still awesome that they're keeping his ideas alive.
Yep.
I love that
I
answer.
just,
Yeah,
I just feel like
I agree with that.
Man, I'm loving
I-
these comments, guys. I'm Joey White. I'm so much of a Bray Wyatt fan. I had the Fiend tattooed on the side of my leg.
I just
Okay,
feel
go
like
ahead.
I feel like they're gonna fuck it up.
I hope not.
That's
Yeah,
what Triple H does. He
with
fucks
with
everything
Triple
up.
H in charge.
Stop.
Vince
taking
always
good
fucks
care of
everything
stuff.
up. So
I mean,
I don't.
I like me and Roger said. I think they won't know when to stop, and then it's gonna get to this exploitation, and then you fuck everything Bray worked hard for.
Well, let's hope that don't happen because I
I
mean that's
hope
a
it
fear.
doesn't, but there's a possibility. Yeah.
Why the hell
I
are
mean,
you agreeing with Roger?
I hope it don't either. But I mean, come on now. I mean, how many other storylines have they fucked up?
A lot.
They took the belt off the Fiend too early. If you ask me, when he won an Elimination Chamber, they took it off of him too early. Well, when
That
Bray
was
won it,
Vince's idea to give it to
Yeah.
Goldberg.
I mean,
That was
you know,
horrific.
but I'm just saying, if you don't have somebody truly, one of the producers backstage, somebody truly that cares producing it, it'll get fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
like AEW? Yeah, you're right.
It'll truly get fucked up. Like, let Michael P.S. Hayes be the guy that does it, or BS. That's down a business alley.
Fair
That's
enough.
cool. Well, everybody
I like
got a
it.
chance to answer that. I
Show
thought
and
that
tell,
was,
baby.
I appreciate every question that we got tonight.
Show and
I
tell.
thought this has been absolutely fun, and now we are going to do some show and tell, fellas.
Appreciate the questions. Those were good questions.
I have some One Piece, and it's going to speak for itself, and I don't have to say anything about it if I can figure out. I'm still new, people. Give me a second. Okay, this is it right here.
Wow. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Hey, I need that.
I know you do, brother. I'm gonna will it to you.
Please do.
Well, there we go. So,
Nice.
all right, Mr. Roger Elkins.
So I'm gonna drop a couple viewers. I'm not gonna
Thank you,
consider
Mr. Elkins.
We got a Tony Storm
I love that, brother. I love that.
AEW figure.
That is a great figure.
It is. It's a great figure. And
I
she
hope
has
they
drop-
make
Just
a
lost
black
5
and white
viewers.
one.
She has drop down hips. And Ricky Starks.
I love
Okay.
Ricky.
And I picked this up.
Oh, I love that Ultimate.
Charlotte
I
Flair.
seen that. I seen her. I didn't buy it though.
I passed up on it 3 times.
I passed up on it and then went back and grabbed it. So now I have it.
We got to see the Charlotte in pink, Mrs. Elkins. It's awesome.
And that's it for today.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Let me think. Okay, give me a second. Okay. The Guru.
I got a couple. I've had these in my collection for a while. I'll pull a Roger. I got this from William.
Jesus Christ.
Love Brit.
Well, there goes 5 more viewers.
Love me some Doctor.
I mean, how do
we
you not
don't-
like?
We don't
I mean,
lose.
you don't have to like AEW, but come on now, Britt Baker's done nothing.
No,
we
Brit's
don't,
awesome.
we don't lose viewers with Britt Baker.
And then I've had this, and
Mrs. Elkins said she loves the color.
I've had this for a while because he's my favorite. He's my favorite. Look at that.
It's not bad.
That's a
Good
nice
old
figure.
Phil.
I mean, I'm not the biggest AEW fan either, but that's a nice figure.
I wish
Yeah,
it
it's
was
Ring of
the.
Honor.
I wish it was the one when he was had the red trunks on. The one of like
The Chase?
5,000.
That's the
the Chase one.
chase. Yeah.
But I knocked it out some old lady's hand at Walmart about a month ago.
No, you didn't.
She's still laying on the floor right now.
She was like, my grandson likes this figure. I said, yeah, I do too, lady. Let me have it.
Oh,
Yeah, well, screw you and your grandson.
Is that all for you, brother?
Yeah, fuck your couch and Rick James.
You didn't want to show your Jordans?
Mr. Ben Bowman.
Fuck Michael Jordan.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, we got a few. I didn't get no show and tells, but Marion did.
does. Yeah.
And Marion.
Oh, we got Marin?
Yes.
Show. She got. I'll help her out.
That's awesome.
A Wednesday keychain.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
She
So
loves
she got
Wednesday.
one, and then this is the second one. Me and her went to that toy
There's
store.
a new Toy Story.
Yeah, we went to a
Sure
new
is.
toy store in Louisville, and she got those two. Of course, she's a big Wednesday Addams fan, so she loved that. But as a dad, I'm very proud. They had their last T-ball game on Tuesday, and then Marin's going to show what she got from her T-ball. So she got her little trophy.
All right.
Very
Her
cool.
first
Awesome.
trophy in T-ball, so it's pretty cool. It's a little star with a baseball. So yeah, that is our show and tell for the week.
Nice.
Aaron, you have
Nice.
a thank
That's
Great
you,
awesome.
job,
gentlemen.
Marin.
Good
Mrs.
job.
Elkins. Mrs. Elkins says yes, girl, and then she says she
All right.
loves that
Good
Wednesday.
deal.
Round of applause for Marin.
Yeah.
She was talking to Roger
Seal of
anyway.
approval.
Let's say it loud.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's see who we got with Calvin.
I don't have nothing because USPS is raggedy as hell and don't want to deliver my shit.
That sucks.
Raggedy as fuck, dude.
We can call them out. That could be your
I
show and
mean-
tell. Call them out.
My package from Ben has been to Jacksonville and left Jacksonville 10 times, went to Tallahassee, up to Americus, Georgia, and now it's back in Jacksonville.
Jesus. Well, that just means you're going to have a hell of one next week.
Must be owned by Michael Jordan.
USPS is USPS is as gay as Roger.
Mrs. Elkins agrees, not with what Brian
No, she
just
does.
said, but
She does.
Mrs. Elkins agrees with what Calvin said.
No, she agrees.
Good Lord. All right, Dr. Nick.
Okay,
dude.
so I don't
I'll
know the
beat
names
your
of these
ass in
things
Charlotte.
because they were put out by so many different companies. Sun Gold, Galaxy Wrestlers, all kinds of stuff. These are the like He-Man body bootlegs from the 80s.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are awesome.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
so many different ones. These are the newest ones I got.
I
Now,
like
they
those.
did take liberties with some of the properties of WWF. There's an Andre, there's a Sheik.
Yes.
Like, I don't know any of the names. None of them were ever really named.
But the Hogan,
Like,
you
this
know,
one
was
kind of
Hogan.
looks,
Yeah.
yeah, this one kind of looks like, just a generic guy with a beard. This guy has, like, spiked hair and a mask.
Very nice.
They've all got the He-Man type bodies, kind of like the Remcos. This guy has an eye patch. I've
Hell
got
yeah.
so many different kinds. And this one, this one's got like spiked hair. This one, can you tell who that is?
That's
I
Hulk
don't
Hogan.
know. I don't think that's
Yeah,
Hogan.
Hogan.
So I shit you not. I've got 3 different versions: red trunks, blue trunks, and yellow trunks. And I've got the Andre. I've got the Sheik. They made one that looked like Rick Rude. It wasn't called that, but
Yeah.
honestly, and believe it or not, besides the LGN, this isn't my original one, of course, but this is my very first wrestling figure that I ever had before the LGN. I went to an auction when I was little, and my grandparents was like, hey, if you find something, we'll bid on it for you. So I got this big trunk full of toys in it, and it had like all different kinds of stuff in it. And I reach in there and I go, what in the world is this? And I show it to my brother. And he goes, oh, that's Hulk Hogan. We didn't know it was a bootleg until years later. We just thought it was, real product.
Yeah, that's Hulk
But-
Hogan.
But yeah, that's
Yes.
my show and tell for this week.
I appreciate it,
Very,
brother.
very, very cool.
Yeah, that's Hulk
T.I. Shane.
Hogan.
Let me tell you
just,
something, cousin.
A little Major Blood. Yeah,
Oh,
Joe.
that's awesome. Man, I love that
Nice.
figure.
Oh, nice.
I stopped at Walmart the other day and found a Typhoon,
Hell
That's
yeah.
sweet.
which I haven't got
Yeah.
yet. I still want Earthquake. I haven't found Earthquake yet.
I know a guy.
One of my buddies gifted me these two Oscar Funkos.
Those are
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, he hooked me up with those. I thought that was cool. And
I'm
I
loving Mrs.
figured
Elkin, but not Twa. Dewey.
I found a couple of these, and this one
I have that
figured
doink.
I
just
figured
don't have
it's
it.
been a minute.
You'll have it in Charlotte.
Yes, I will. Awesome.
Yeah,
Rip it.
No.
yeah.
I love to see
Open
that.
that bad
Look
boy.
at the soft goods.
Dude,
Rip
that's
it.
probably one of the best superstar figures right there.
I got a little don't collection, so I don't necessarily collect all the superstars, but I buy a few of them here and there. I got that Andre for you too, Kev.
Oh, I appreciate
But
it.
yeah, I picked up Doink for myself to add with my little Doink collection.
Those doink figures,
I
especially
like
that
it.
one.
I just wish that hair was like the Hasbro, you know? I wish it was like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Still a beautiful figure.
That's all I got.
All right, I appreciate you much. And that takes us to Brian.
So I don't really have anything new this week, but I just want to show you guys some of my
there.
I just want to show you guys some of my favorite Scott Hall Razor Ramon collections.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, that's
Hey,
beautiful.
yo. Oh, that's a nice
I'm the
one.
bad guy.
I know a
And
guy.
I got this from William,
I love that too.
and then I got this from Ben. It's an OG promo of the bad guy.
I know you can get that signed at.
Say hello to the bad.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
That's all I
Man,
have to say.
That promo is just beautiful. You know, I'd love to.
It
You know,
is.
we'd love to have it
That
signed, but just look at it.
That what's beautiful?
The promo.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure you said that.
What do you think I said? Porno?
Yeah, I don't know, Kev, with you, buddy.
Well, it's that country hick northern Kentucky accent, you know.
It's that backwoods deliverance.
The heels have
you all,
eyes.
you all have backwoods deliverance. You all have that. Those
Podcast
hillbillies come out with
sandwiches.
pitchforks.
Don't shit on mine and Ben's cities.
Yeah, you all come out with pitchforks, no shoes, overhauls, and you're trying to kill people.
Y'all just had a killer running loose in Harrison County.
We did. And they didn't catch him. Somebody in Georgetown did.
Well, see, we don't have
He
that
wasn't
down here.
a killer.
We find them down here. We find them down here.
They go on a blind date at a family reunion.
That's Ben's. That's Ben's.
That's
Not Kev's.
All right, guys, this has been one hell of a show. We're going to go around the block and we're going to take it home. How about it, Roger? Last word?
Thank you guys for joining us. Please join us again on Tuesdays. Don't skip out on any of the deals you see on Tuesday. If you see it, grab it. Otherwise, somebody else is probably going to grab it and you're not going to have a chance.
Now, next week, I want to go on and announce that next week there's going to be no lives. We're not going to have a podcast, and we're not going to have a live for next week, but the week after we'll be back.
Well, we'll see you guys
I don't
the
want to see
Tuesday
Roger.
after next and the Thursday after next. Thank you guys for all your support. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in a week or two.
Awesome. Guru.
Check us out, guys. 2 weeks from now, Tuesdays. If you miss out on anything Tuesday, always watch the recap. Message Kev or Ben or Ben William. Even Kev answer them too. If you see something you like,
what am I, chopped liver?
I'm Brian.
Pre-orders are up, guys. Go check out the pre-orders for Charlotte.
There you go.
Go check out the pre-orders. Wrestling's great, man. It's a fun time to be a wrestling fan.
It is.
And always remember, ladies, you gotta huck to and spit on that thing, baby.
Oh, that's not your last thing you say, is it?
Oh yeah. Well, fuck Michael Jordan and wrestling is real and people are fake.
Jesus.
There it is.
Wow.
All right,
Man, mute him, Kev.
Well, we
That
lost
deserves a
all the
mute.
NBA fans.
I didn't mute him. He muted himself.
Good. Shit.
All right, Ben.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys, for being on tonight. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. We got pre-orders on. guys, don't miss out the opportunity on these talents. They're like I said, we had some former world heavyweight champions that are our guests. You know,
Yeah, these guys, these are rare signatures. These guys
rare.
don't.
They don't
Rare.
sign at all. I was blessed to able to go through a contact to get them to show, to come to the show. The vendor, actually, people were trying to bring them in, and they refused them and accepted us to, as for us to bring them in. So don't sleep on them. We got Al Perez, who was the world heavyweight champion at that time when the Freebirds and the Von Erichs had their big rival. So that was huge. Eric Embry, big in Texas and also big in the Memphis. Like I said, he had some early rivals with a
Well, he was
young.
a star. He was a star when they made the change from world
He
class
did
to
to
USWA.
USWA.
Yep.
And had some great matches with Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley. When Foley was it Mick Foley Mason or Cactus Jack Manson? But and then also Lynn Denton, the grappler. Guys, he was big in mid South. Was a world champion in Portland. Like I said, good friends with Roddy Piper and Jake the Snake. Does comedy shows right now. So guys, don't miss out.
Don't forget the tag team of the original Dirty White Boys.
Dirty White Boys, and like I said, these are some rare autos to get. Like I said, that's what I always tell everybody. When it comes to something like us for collecting and the rare, don't miss your opportunities on it, especially the older talents, because tomorrow's never promised. So please, go take a look on that. They're $20.
That's what I would say. How much for a rare talent on TRC, Ben?
Is
$20.
$20 and it's shipped. Yeah,
$20 shipped.
And that's shipped to you for $20, which is a great deal. And other than that, that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, Calvin.
Oh, thank y'all for again. Check out Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Don't sleep on the mystery boxes. And to respond to Manuel, fuck Kobe Bryant, or not Kobe, God dang it, LeBron James. Fuck LeBron.
Calvin's got the comment of the night.
And to Roger, fuck the Cowboys.
Wow.
Fuck the Gators.
Well, I'm going to leave on a positive
And to
note,
Kev,
Jesus.
I ain't going to do it to you, but.
I appreciate you, brother. Let me enjoy my championship. Wait till football season.
That's right.
Mrs. Elkins says mystery boxes are legit. She's a smart lady. All right, Dr. Nick.
Say your prayers. Take your vitamins. Brother.
All right. Josh Shane.
Good night, everybody. And let's go, Brandon.
All right. Ryan.
My turn?
Yeah.
So, guys, again, thanks for all the support and, watch us on Thursdays. And like Ben said, $20 shipped for a rare auto. What other group out there is doing $20 for a rare auto shipped? Nowhere else. So please support our talent. Again, thank you guys. And lastly, Kev, go Vols.
Go Vols. National champions of baseball. Go Vols.
That's the only national championship they're going to have.
Even a trash can get a steak every now and then.
Oh, shut up.
Jesus. I tried ending on a high note. And these.
I appreciate you. Everybody else
Hey, Roger.
me, but that's fine.
I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I support them just because of you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
And,
fuck you, Calvin.
And Mrs. Elkins says Cowboys are life. So, but we knew that.
Cowboys are gay.
The wife of Roger. So
exactly.
All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Thanks for joining us. Talking wrestling. Listen to us cut up. We have a great time with each other. So thank you. Also, since there's no live, we may run a claim sale next week. So keep your eye open on that. There won't be no live, but there could possibly be some things up for sale on the claim sale. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next week, or not next week, the week after next.
In 2 weeks.
Tell a friend something nice. It might just change their life.
Yes, sir.
You don't say shits me nights at all, motherfucker.
Fuck you, bitch.
Bye, guys.